All right. We're here to begin. Okay, thank you guys for joining us. We definitely appreciate it. I'm admitting another person as they come in. I may have to pause to admit more people, so just bear with us as we're doing this meeting today. Thank you again, guys, for joining us. We're going to be talking about the volunteer roles that are available here at the Japanese Friendship Garden. There are many, and they're really important to us. So thank you guys for joining. To get started, I want to share a little bit of the history of the garden. So I'll be sharing a short video.
Welcome to Roho-en, a traditional Japanese garden which transports the essence of Japanese culture and philosophy to the Sonoran Desert. Inside the gates lies Arizona's first authentic public Japanese garden, 3.5 acres of tranquility, designed to be a place of meditation and contemplation. The garden is a shared vision of sister cities, Phoenix, Arizona, and Himeji, Japan. The garden is an art form in Japan, as well as a significant part of Japanese culture and traditional beauty. How did the garden get its name? Well, Phoenix is known for the mythological phoenix bird, and Himeji Castle is known for the white heron. These symbols make up the Friendship Garden's Japanese name, Roho-en. Ro means heron. Ho is the Japanese word for the phoenix bird, and en means garden. More than 50 Himeji landscape and garden architects contributed their knowledge and time to this project. Their guidance and expertise helped ensure the project would respect centuries of tradition by emulating the masters of the traditional Japanese garden designs. This wide expanse was transformed into the Friendship Garden in 3 phases. Before any construction could take place, the raw materials were needed, specifically rock and stone. Rock and stone are often described as the backbone of the Japanese garden. All of the stone and boulders came from locations around Arizona. With the necessary rocks procured, Phase 1, construction of the traditional Japanese tea house and its garden, began in 1995. The structure was built under the watchful eyes and direction of the Himeji architects. In 2001, 5 years after the tea house construction, Phase 2 started, the garden creation. Once again, the Himeji landscape architects made numerous trips to Phoenix. It wasn't a part of their day-to-day jobs back in Japan, but this was a special project. The cobblestones forming the beach were placed by hand, a painstaking process that paid off beautifully in the end. Roho-en bridges were made overseas and transported to Phoenix. In the Japanese gardens, water is considered a symbol of purity and happiness. All of the decorative features throughout the garden, the lanterns and sculptures, were gifts from the Himeji people, including enshachi, an ornament found on the famous Himeji castle. It's half tiger and half fish. In January of 2004, the garden was officially dedicated, bringing together the people of Phoenix and Himeji to rejoice in this remarkable achievement of transporting the spirit of Japan to the Valley of the Sun. The highlight of the dedication are the koi fish, called the jewels of fish. 50 koi which came from Japan were released into the garden ponds. In 2008, Phase 3, construction of the Seichin restroom began, bringing together the return of the Himeji architects. Today, Japanese Friendship Garden holds many cultural and educational events that would enrich visitors' understanding traditional Japanese culture. Among them are the tea ceremony, moon viewing, and ikebana exhibit. Not many Japanese gardens in America offer the authentic tea ceremony regularly to the public. It has been described as the best art experience ever provided. The moon viewing, Otsukimi, is a festival honoring the harvest full moon. In Japan, this tradition was first practiced in the Heian era. Over the years, this festival has become our most popular event. In November 2016, marked the 40th anniversary of the sister cities Phoenix and Himeji. We welcomed very special guests from Himeji. The anniversary ceremony was held in our garden, where Phoenix Mayor Stanton and Himeji Vice Mayor Utsumi signed the sister city reaffirmation. In April 2017, Rohoen and Himeji Garden, Kokoen, signed the official Sister Garden Agreement in Himeji. It was the perfect setting for our special day with cherry trees in full bloom. The garden will continue to need collaborative efforts from public and private nonprofit partnership, which includes volunteers and donations. The garden's master plan has been in place since 1987, and only phase 1 through 3 have been completed. Phases 4 and 5, which are viewing pavilion and a visitor center, yet to be completed. We would like to ask your kind support to complete our master plans, which was the dream of the late Himeji mayor, Totani, and the dreams of many people who contributed their time from the beginning. We hope that everyone will take away inspirations of peace, tranquility, and friendship.
The video we just shared with you. 皆さんこんにちは. Hello everybody. My name is Reiko Revis. I'm the executive director of the Rohoen, the Japanese Friendship Garden of Phoenix. Welcome to our first virtual volunteer open house program, and I hope you and your loved one are doing well during this difficult time. Words alone cannot express our gratitude and deep appreciation for our volunteers and supporters. After we closed the garden on March 25th, we had to quickly reevaluate and make some adjustments in order to keep our operation. Fortunately, we were able to open the garden in May, and we have been staying open ever since. Our top priority was to keep the garden in pristine condition. Today, I am pleased to report that we were able to keep our mission alive. Our staff members are committed and working hard to provide a peaceful oasis to our volunteers, supporters, and guests. We strongly believe that the garden can help so many people who are going through a tough time right now. Well, garden has been open to public over 18 years now. And we could have not achieved this without our volunteers and supporters. So I just want to thank you and show my appreciation to everyone. Thank you very much. On October 1st, our regular season has begun. We are providing a safe environment and applying the COVID guidelines so that our volunteers can feel safe to be at our garden. I am so much looking forward to seeing you at the garden path once again and looking forward to working with you again. Thank you very much for your support once again, and talk to you soon. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Reiko, for that opening message. We definitely appreciate your kind words there. The garden obviously needs a lot of volunteers. A garden of this size, there's a lot that's going on, a lot that we're doing. We have volunteer roles for gardening volunteers, for ambassadors in the garden. We have roles for docents, our tour guides, for office assistants. We even take interns. So there's so much to be done. We're lucky today to learn more about the different roles that we have. We're lucky that we've got Deborah Barnes, one of our long-term volunteers, to explain more about what it is to be an ambassador.
Hello, thank you, Garrett. I am more than happy to talk about our ambassador program. Give you a little bit of background. We decided a few years ago that we definitely needed someone inside the pathway, inside the garden, as well as, of course, the gift shop and other areas, to make sure that we had our visitors that were being greeted and met with hospitality and ambassador acts as a greeter and a guide to guide along the pathway, to follow our strolling pathway, which is a very unique garden that our architects in Himeji gifted and designed for us. Also, it's important that an ambassador then promote and protect. We want them to promote our events coming up. And also, we want the protection, not only of our plants, our trees and rocks, but also of our guests. And it's very important now, especially that we follow the protocols to keep everyone safe within the garden. And we have a system set up that does that very, very well. So I hope that you will consider becoming an ambassador. I would love to share the garden with you as an ambassador and hope to see you along the pathway. Thanks so much. Thanks, Garrett.
And thank you, Deborah. Being ambassador is really great. It's actually a really important role. But everything that Deborah mentioned is what an ambassador does. It's a good opportunity also to spend time in such a tranquil and beautiful place. They help a lot of the visitors, especially on their first times. They have a lot of questions. Like, this is a very rare and unique place, and ambassadors are very key in answering those questions for people, helping them to figure out what parts of the garden mean what and what to enjoy. So it's a very, very key, very valuable position that ambassadors provide. Regretfully today, Ben, our curator, is unavailable to talk about the gardening opportunities. But I've been a gardening volunteer for quite some time, so I feel pretty confident letting you guys know. In fact, today, Saturday, we had the garden volunteers show up. Every Saturday from 7 to 9:30, we accept gardening volunteers. And what they'll do is typically they'll be working with Ben, our curator, or his assistant, Brandon, to take care of specific parts of the garden. For example, today there's a section of the garden that needed some really deep weeding so we can turn over that dirt and start planting new plants. And so today we had a group of, I believe it was 15 from a organization that sends volunteers named Hands On. We always appreciate them showing up. We do accept groups. They turned over a large part of that earth and it looks amazing. So our gardeners can go in and plant things. Other activities that we do as garden volunteers is we'll do weeding, we'll do some light pruning under very specific direction. We'll rake a lot of the areas. If you notice, like, the garden is filled with trees, and believe it or not, these trees will drop their leaves over time too. So we got to take those up off the ground cover. We do, we'll do sweeping of the paths as well, and light sweeping some of these ground covers. And when I say ground cover, what I mean is instead of just dirt, a lot of times in a traditional garden, you will find moss. Here in Arizona and in Phoenix, we can't really grow moss. It doesn't survive. And so we have 4 types of ground cover that we use, but we have to tend it very gently as well. We can't be rough with it. And so today in the tea garden, we had a group of 6 volunteers that were gently sweeping out some of the leaves on top of that and taking care of some of the detritus that had grown, and then very gently going in through our Korean grass to separate it nicely, to pull out some of the weeds, to make sure that that tea garden looks as good as possible. So garden volunteers are very important. They are a big part of why the garden looks so good. If you haven't visited it recently, I definitely recommend going in and visiting the garden so you can see exactly what I'm talking about when I say it looks so good. A lot of it is because those gardening volunteers are spending their Saturdays from 7 to 9:30 to help us clean out the detritus that's fallen and do some of those large things that our gardeners just can't take care of within their normal duties. And so you volunteers are so critical, and so we're so grateful for you. So keep that in mind. 7 to 9:30 every Saturday we accept volunteers. I'm also give you guys a little bit of heads up. Next Saturday is one of our important volunteer days. In fact, that's our annual garden cleanup. We do this every year. Normally we aren't open during the summer. We tried it this year and we found some good success with it. So hopefully we continue. But typically we open in October, and in October we run our garden cleanup to do a deep clean of the garden. We're really get in there and get out as much detritus as we can and take care of some of those special things that Ben, our garden curator, has been wanting to do. And so we're looking forward to having a large crew on this actually coming Saturday, the 10th. So from 7 to 10:30, normally 7 to 9:30. If you're coming with us, plan from 7 to 10:30. Now we're also going to be providing snacks, oranges, granola bars, maybe some donuts, some tea and coffee as well, to keep you guys spirits up and keep your bodies healthy, so that way we can get a lot of this good stuff done. But believe me, October is one of the times of the year that the garden looks the best, and it's because of that garden cleanup that we do. So you're all invited to join. You're invited to bring your friends as well. I'll be there. I'm Garrett, the volunteer coordinator. I should have said that earlier, but I'll be there, and so I look forward to seeing you guys all there as well. We also do a lot of special events here in the garden. In fact, Shayna Price is our special events coordinator and manager. Regretfully, she's not available today as well. We would have loved to have her, but she's out of the office today. We have someone that works very closely with Shayna to tell you guys more about the special events. This is Eriko Saxon. She'll introduce some of the different things that special event volunteers will do.
Hello, everybody. Konnichiwa. My name is Eriko Saxon. I'm actually in charge of membership and also cultural, programs such as workshop and also exhibit. So you might notice from the early video, we do have an amazing special event at the garden, especially the moon viewing coming up very soon. That's the entire garden totally transformed something different. You can enjoy the full moon. So those things we need a lot of help from volunteer, of course, for setting up, cleaning up on the day, just strolling garden, make sure everything goes smoothly. Also, we need a help for some merchandise, much more, So, definitely you can be part of those events, and you can feel the atmosphere, and you can actually experience the culture. It's the best volunteer position, I can say. So not only that, we also have a spring event. We use Haru. Now we join with Children's Days. So it's going to be, I hope it's going to happen, wonderfully. Otherwise, we can still do either like an exhibit style as well. So between the two events, also we do have an illuminary, lighting up event for soon before Christmas time, and Ikebana and bonsai exhibit. That's a popular exhibit, past 10 years. So please, be part of the garden cultural event and work with us and enjoy the Japanese culture. Thank you. I'm waiting for you.
Thank you, Eriko. So she's correct. The special events that we have are really important. They're a very big part of what we do here at the garden. One of our goals is to educate people on the culture of Japan, and the events are a great way to do that. If you've never been to an event, I definitely recommend it. You can obviously at any time purchase tickets to the events that we have, but you can also join the event by being a volunteer as well. And I'll tell you, Otsukimi this month we're really looking forward to it. We're really looking forward to the moon viewing. If you watch the video at the beginning, you saw that the moon viewing is something that is a special event for us. It happens every October. And so if you are interested in seeing what that's like, you can purchase a ticket, or if you wanted to attend, help us to set up, help us to manage the ticketing. We definitely need ambassadors to help remind people about the social distancing, to keep them safe. Believe it or not, here at night, some people, when it's their first time, don't know that they can't walk off into anywhere. They want to climb the rocks. They want to put their feet into the water. They want to pet a koi. Ambassadors are really important at helping keep the serenity of the garden, the safety and protection of it. It's a living artwork. It's a living cultural presentation. And so if it's damaged, it starts to degrade. And so those ambassadors are very key in helping this place stay safe and ensuring that our visitors have the best time that they can here. So special events are a great way to participate in the garden. Additionally, we have tour guides. We call them docents. We're currently, because of the restrictions of COVID, we're currently not running any of our tours. We are hoping that soon we can start our tours up again. So look forward to that in the future. If you're interested in being a tour guide, you need to know a lot about the garden, which we do trainings for. We provide you that information so that way you can learn about the different things that a tour guide talks about. They go into much more depth than an ambassador, whereas an ambassador will help point out certain aspects of the garden, answer some small questions. A tour is a really much more in-depth process. And so we don't have any of those positions currently available now due to the restrictions of COVID, but we will have them in the future, let's hope. Aside from that, we do accept office volunteers. Office volunteers are also very important. Here we're run as a nonprofit. We keep everything done through the spirit. And so when people come to volunteer with us, the office volunteers can get a lot of good duties taken care of for us. There are so many things that we try to get done that the office volunteers can help. Again, because of the restrictions of COVID right now, we don't have any positions open for office volunteers. And so we're looking on to rearrange some things and to create some positions that you guys can join, because I know a lot of you do want to join in the office work that we do and help us to get those things done. So we definitely appreciate it. I've been getting a lot of emails and a lot of calls about office positions opening. So I'm working hard to get those office positions back up again. Aside from office positions and docents, we also take interns. So for those of you that are in college, or you know someone that's in college that needs an internship, they are invited to email us, to talk to us. If you're writing down the email, you can email me, volunteers@jfgphx.org, or you can email jfgphx.org, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can, because interns are very valuable to us. It's a wonderful opportunity. We have one coming next year. We've had one during this year, and they've told us that they've enjoyed it so much, and so we have really appreciated their service as well. They've been a great boon to the garden. Additionally, I want to make sure that you guys are aware of the new initiative that we've started this year, and it seems that it's been successfully implemented. We are trying to go paperless, and so many of you who have previously volunteered notice that we did papered sign-ins before, and we stacking up papers, and filing cabinets are getting full and full and full of all these different papers. Well, we've got a paperless sign-in now. It's through a system called Logistics. We've launched it and it seems to be working out really well for us, so we hope to continue it in the future. I want to show you guys a little bit of what that is like. So let me share with you a few screenshots that I took of what that is, so that way you guys can be a little bit more familiar for those of you who have not volunteered and used this system yet. Let's see here. Let's go to, there we go. So the first one I want to show you here is what you'll see on our volunteer iPad. So for you all who are volunteers who are familiar with this, when you go into the gift shop, if you're doing your ambassador role, you'll no longer look for paper and pen to be able to put down, I'm here at this time. We're still going to do the temperature check, and we'll have the gift shop staff do that for you. But you're going to have an iPad that's there now. And this is the screen that you're going to see first. When you get to the iPad, there's going to be an app that will say Vic Touch. That's the name of it. VICTOUCH, Vic Touch. Okay. If it's not already opened on the iPad for you, you can press the home button and hit Vic Touch, and it'll open up to this page that you see here. You're going to type in your PIN, and your PIN, just so you all remember, is the 7 digits of your phone number without the area code. So no area code, just the 7 digits of your phone number. You could say the last 7 of your phone number. And you type that in, and you'll be able to see a kind of like a home page. There'll be some tabs that you can click on. Within those tabs, you're going to see that you can download and view a report of the hours that you spent at the garden over the lifetime that you're here. Now, because the system is new, some of you that may be long-term volunteers may not have the whole history there, but the history since we've started this new system will be there. Okay. Let's see here. So not only will we be able to see that, you'll also be able to see the future schedule. In fact, let me just go to that real quick here. Looks like we had someone new. Appreciate your visiting. So this is what you'll see under my schedule. In fact, here you can also see some of those tabs. So you'll have a home tab. There's a mail system. We don't use that very frequently, so don't expect much there. There's a profile where if you have a different preference, so for instance, say your schedule changed and you would like to be to take on the volunteer position. Well, under my profile, you can change your preferences to start viewing, say, it will alert me and say, okay, this person wants to be in the office too. And so that way I can add you to certain mailing lists, and I can reach out to you when I have those positions and I need to figure out, okay, who can I call to join me in the office? I'll be able to look and see, oh, your preference is office? I'll definitely give you a call. Okay, so you can edit that. If your address or your email changes, it's all under my profile. We're on the My Schedule tab right now. And so this is what you'll see when you want to self-schedule yourself. You go here to My Schedule, and you can change it by month. So if you have future dates, like, you know what, I just want to take care of, I'll sign up for these ambassador shifts through the month of November too. You can do that. If you do that though, and you aren't available, please go in, same place, and hit cancel on that shift if you're not available. So that way we know not to expect you, and that shift becomes open again for another volunteer. So that way we don't lose any volunteer opportunities for our volunteers that are able to volunteer with us. So as I've indicated here, you can view the different openings available. So here I have listed all my assignments. And so we're not obviously open on Monday, so nothing's available. We have help wanted on these other days. These are ambassador shifts currently showing, as well as at the end of the month, we have the volunteer shifts that are available for Otsukimi. That's available right now. So if you get into our scheduling system and you say, you know what, I want to help set up, or I want to be an ambassador, or you know what, I can do photography. We have descriptions available. You can sign up for those shifts right now. And you need to go and click view the different assignments to be able to get and see those. Or you can go down here and click on the day, and it will actually show the different shifts that are available on that day. Again, you can view your service history, and you can see your time sheet and go into the different accounting things. As well as this what I'm showing here now. The great thing about the system that we've set up is not only do we have an iPad, which I'll pause real quick, we do clean. So after everyone signs in using the iPad, we've trained our gift shop staff to wipe it down and make sure that it's cleaned for you guys, to stay within COVID guidelines, to make sure that you guys are safe as you're signing in with that iPad. So instead of passing around pens, we clean an iPad for you, okay? So this is what you see when you log in at home. The Volgistics system provides you a way for you to log in at home, so you're not restricted just to viewing the iPad to see the schedule. You can see everything that I just talked about by logging in at home. And if you need those links, reach out to me. I'll get them to you. volunteers@jfgphx.org. I'll make sure you guys have everything that you need. And so again, we're really excited about this new volunteer system, and we definitely appreciate everyone that has already signed up for the system and joined with us. We want to go paperless, saves definitely money and saves our earth here. So we're going to move on to another portion of the meeting now. For those of you who haven't viewed the garden or had a tour or anything like that, we want to give you guys an opportunity to view what it's like to visit our garden. So I'm going to show a quick video of what it is to be in the garden. And it's going to be narrated by our director, Reiko Ravis.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our walk on the Stroll garden tour. And so our garden is designed to be hide and reveal style, which is miyakakure in Japanese. So what that is, you don't see anything all at once. So now you can see the view of the garden through our gate and walking tours. On the left, there's a beautiful Japanese architectural design bathroom, and in front there is a kasuga lantern. That's what you see first as you walk toward the pond, and that's your focal point. That take you there to invite you there to see what's going on, what's happening here. That's the point of the kasuga lantern right there. And now from here you only see about 70% of the garden, which is a lot all at once. And then you're going to discover the rest of the 30% as you walk through the path. This was filmed, was probably around May. So you can see the kakitsubata on the left, iris. That's the seasonal flower in May. And now we're going to cross the bridge. This first bridge is called Taikobashi. Taiko means drum. And now we are approaching to the Yatsuhashi, the zigzag bridge. This is designed to be viewed, different view from where you're standing. This is forcing you to turn back where you were coming from by turning around, because it has a totally different view from what you saw when you were standing at the mountain. And then again, you have to turn right. That's another design for you to see the other side of the bridge. You also view from here, it's a beautifully pruned or twinned harikomi style hamamono. Another flower you notice here is the Indian hawthorn. That's the seasonal flower around that time. This time is so gorgeous. It's Indian hawthorn is blooming in full stream. Now you can start to see the waterfall, which is our main feature of the garden. One of the main, I should say. And also here you see this pine. This is dedicated to mayors of Himeji and Phoenix since we opened up the garden. And as you walk through, you can see another lantern. The little lantern is called Yukimi lantern. That is typically placed along the edge of the water, so you can enjoy the reflection of the lantern itself as well as the lights. When you put the candles in here, it will glow beautifully. I have to stop here real quick. We have a technical problem. Let me fix it real quick. Hi, everybody again. We're sorry. We had a little technical difficulties here, but we're back again. Now back to the beautiful garden once again. And from this viewing pavilion point, you get to view the waterfall beautifully from here. All the pines are pruned into a Japanese style. And it's in Japanese culture, we put strong emphasis on the presentation. We want to make everything is clean, presentable. We put so much pride into the activities to like that. And we also share our hospitality beautifully. That's called omotenashi. And that's also our #1 priority. So we are trying to show that through this garden. Now we are approaching towards our special statue. It's called Shachi. Shachi is a mythical fish placed on top of the Himeji castle. Half fish, half tiger. This is my favorite view from here through Tamamono. You can see the beautiful beach, lantern, pond, waterfall all at once. Creates a beautiful frame here. Now this is the region we are going by. It's called Sato. And now entering to our mountain area. When you come to this area, it's very quiet, calm feelings. Feels like you are in the mountain woods walking the paths. When I go hiking, this image reminds me in the natural setting of the mountain. Now you are looking at the Tasoto, the pagoda. That's your focal point. That's a Buddhist-driven statue that from India. Traditionally, monk they store their scrolls and bones. I heard. And we are coming out from the mountain. There's the beach and the ocean. This will be the area we started when we walked back to our Kasuga Mountain area. And now here we go again. We can see the garden from here. Well, thank you so much for joining the walking tour with me, and I hope to see you at the garden at the pass. Thank you.
Thank you, Reiko. I love having curated tours. I've been on a few myself, and I learned so much by doing so. It is so much fun. At this point, this practically concludes the content that we had for you today, but we do want to open up the floor to any questions that you may have. Some of you may be unfamiliar with how to do questions in Zoom. I had to learn it for my first time too. So using the Zoom app or on your computer, if you have questions, what I'd like you to do is to do the raise hand function. So that way I can call on you specifically, and then I can either unmute you or you can type in and chat your question to us. But we want to do questions one at a time if there are any of them. And so at this time, are there any questions that you have? Reiko and Eriko are here with us today. They'll be joining me here shortly and sitting with me for any questions. Okay, Reiko, Eriko, would you join me over here? Okay, it does look like we have a question from Taylor. And so I'm going to lower Taylor's hand. Oh, looks like we have a phone call. We'll take care of that in a second. And Taylor, I'm going to unmute you real quick if you want to speak your question to us. Or, okay, looks like I have to ask you to unmute. So you can unmute yourself, Taylor, then, or you can type in your question. Oh, here we go. Chat. Taylor, I cannot hear you. Okay. Okay, would it be? Oh, that was before. Sorry, Taylor. I apologize for any issues if you couldn't hear us. Would it be an app that we have to download? Okay, I see. Okay, so for the Volgistic system, that's a great question. There's not an app that you download. There's just two links that I can send. So the first one, the Big Touch, you needn't worry about that. That will be just on the iPad when you sign in. I will, if you'd like to shoot me an email, volunteers@jfgphx.org, I'll send you the link that you can bookmark on your home computer, or you can always visit our website, JapaneseFriendshipGarden.org / I think it's /volunteer, or you can go on our top menu, it will say volunteer, and there you can also see the different ways that you can log in there. Let me know if that doesn't answer your question. Let's see here. Ellie has asked another question. Are there any jobs available to be done at home? That's a good question. From volunteer physician, I don't have anything that can be done at home at this time.
Right. So when we do some events, sometimes there are simple tasks we may be able to ask you, like folding papers or cutting out some shapes, stuff like that for children's events. So we will, sometimes we do, not all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
Please stay with us. We'll let you know when that happens.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like a case-by-case basis.
Exactly.
Let's see. I thought there were more questions. Let me see. Let me reopen the chat real quick. Okay, it looks like there were just those two. If there's another question, it doesn't seem to be, maybe I don't know how to access it, and that could be the case. But there doesn't seem to be other questions. Are there any other questions at this time? Any questions for Reiko? Or in the back we have Eriko, who does our events and things. So any questions in regard to volunteers, anything specific you'd like to ask our executive director Reiko here? You have the opportunity to ask her questions or anything in general. You know, it does, I'd imagine. Oh, good. There it is.
Ellie.
Okay. So I'm getting used to this too. So thanks guys for your patience. Ellie says, let me know if there are things. Of course, Ellie, we will definitely let you know. For those of you, I wanted to say this. I don't know if I had mentioned this before. A little ninja in the back.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know if I had mentioned this before, but there are, because of our new system, excuse me, a new system that we've started to track and manage our volunteers. Some of you may not be in that system. If you are not yet in the system, please shoot me an email so I can provide you the appropriate information. If you want to go and do it yourself, you can go through our new volunteer section. We've reworked a volunteer section on our website. So when you go to the opening menu of the site, when you go to the home page, our navigation menu at the top, the farthest one, I believe it says join or impact. You can click that and it will say become a volunteer. If you follow the instructions there, it will take you to the application portion where you'll sign up for the system. And it will be like, for those of you who are volunteers but haven't been in the new system, it'll be like applying again, but that ensures that you have an account that you can sign in with at our new system. So if you haven't gone and done that, please go ahead to the website, the 5th navigation menu option, become a volunteer and follow the instructions there, or shoot me an email, volunteers@jfgphx.org. All right. So Ellie, yes, well, I'll make sure that you get in touch we get in touch with you if there's anything that we can do at home. Other questions that you guys have at all? Okay, perfect. I'm sorry, what is the email? I'll be sending you an email in just a minute. Yeah, let me see. I'm new with this system, so I'm gonna chat to our system and write the email. volunteers@jfgphx.org. So there, hopefully all of you guys can see that. Email me, that's directly to me. I'm checking that one every time I'm in the office. And that's a priority for me to get back to you guys because I know you guys want to volunteer. I know you guys want to participate. Believe me, I still volunteer every week. I love it. So like, I totally get it. Wow, yeah, well, bless you, Taylor. I know you tried, but with this math, sometimes it's hard to hear. But that's the email. Shoot me an email. You can call me as well. It's just our regular office number. I don't have it memorized yet.
602
Mhm.
274-8700.
8700.
Yep.
And I am at extension 105.
Excellent.
So that's my number. Call me and leave me a message and I'll get back with you. Those are priorities every day. So you guys should expect contact from me when you shoot me emails because I love being in the garden. Now that I'm serving as the volunteer coordinator, like it's a little weird to wear the second hat, but I believe me, at heart, I'm a volunteer and I love it. So I get it. When you guys want to be here, we'll get you in here. So please join us. I get goosebumps talking about it. So thank you guys.
Well,
we
thank you.
look forward to Otsukimi too. So keep that in mind. Otsukimi is a once a year event, October 30th and 31st. Definitely, if you want to volunteer, it's a great opportunity to volunteer, get accustomed to it, make some introductions, and see like behind the scenes at the Japanese Friendship Garden. But that's everything for me today. Let me ask one more time, because there are some good questions asked. Are there any other questions before we close today?
Good. Well, garden is open to public now, so just to come visit the garden is something fun for you to do as well. So come see us and let's have fun this year. And I know we're gonna have a great year and I'm looking forward to seeing you, everybody, okay? Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。Goodbye.
Bye.